Hello everyone, Darkseeker here again. Welcome back to another video. Now I hope everyone had a great Christmas break. I hope you all had a chance to spend some time with friends and family, eat some good food, maybe watch some good TV. But now you're back and you're ready for a bit more Hearthstone action on the Wild Mode ladder. Now this right here is a deck that I found on Reddit by a player called the Fifth Page of Reddit. I've used one of his decks before. He always produces really interesting and fun decks, and this deck is no exception. It's a Dragon Priest, and when you look at the sort of first half of the deck, it looks like a traditional Wild Mode Dragon Priest. You have the Cleric, Twilight Well, Netherite Historian, Wormrest Agent, and so on. Brown Bronzebeard. These are all cards you expect to see. A few additions from the Kobolds and Catacombs expansion, though, as you head into the second half of the deck. Dustbreaker is an interesting inclusion, very good against aggro decks. You have Spiteful Summoner, which it synergizes very well with your late game spells like Mind Control and Free from Amber. And then of course the Grand Archivist, which is, well, it's interesting from an RNG standpoint. At the end of your turn, cast a spell from your deck with targets chosen randomly. So casting Mind Control, for example, on a random target. Not entirely sure how good that is, but it's a fun card nonetheless. But the key in this deck, I think, is sort of Brown Bronzebeard with Netherite Historian, Brown Bronzebeard with Draconite Operative, Brown Bronzebeard with the Spiteful Summoner. That in itself is pretty overpowered, and you'll get a chance to see that in action today in this video as we look at just one game on the Wild Mode ladder. Okay, so we're going up against a Warlock. Now the key thing with this deck is the early curve. You need those early dragons and those early cards that synergize with dragons. Wormrest Agent is really, really good to start us off. We have a dragon in hand, so we're feeling good. Now it'd be really good if we could get a curve going, so let's see what we get here. That's Brown Bronzebeard, sure. So Wormrest Agent on turn 2 is still pretty decent. It's a really good 2-drop. You know, it's a 2/4 body with Taunt, which is phenomenal against aggro. But this dude is tapping, and therefore he's more than likely a Q-block or a Reno lock. But then again, this is Wild Mode. You never know. So I'm buffing my Taunt and I'm going face. He's going to struggle to remove my 2/7 Taunt. So in my mind, I'm thinking, why injure it? Let's just go face. Wow, Implosion. There's a card you do not see every day, and unfortunately for him, he got very unlucky. Just the 2 damage there. I could Dustbreaker here, but that would kill off my Talon Priest. I could just coin out the Corruptor to kill the 2/2. Yes, I know I ignored that 2/2 last turn, but this turn I feel happier killing it off because along with the additional imps on the board, it does now pose a threat to my Taunt if he has AoE or if he has Power Overwhelming. There's different scenarios there, I think. So anyway, let's see what his reaction's going to be here. We have tempo, we have board, and we're doing what Dragon Priest should do early on. So okay, so Hellfire into Mortal Coil is really good for him, but we still have the board. Ooh, Deathwing or Nefarian? I'd prefer Nefarian here, just because it gives us some spell value. And Onyxia or Chillmore? I would go for Chillmore because of the AoE. again, it's wild mode. Who knows what he's playing? Having some extra AoE, 3 damage AoE available to us could just be game winning. So we see the Kazakus. That pretty much confirms to us that it's Reno Lock. So we have to be wary of Reno Jackson. And if we get his health down low, yeah, we need to be ready for Reno coming down and the Warlock healing back to 30. Well, Bran's still alive, which is unfortunate for my opponent. Spiteful Summoner here is going to get us disgusting value. So Free from Amber gives us a big fat tree. Yeah, an 8/8 tree, I'll take that. And Free from Amber again gives us a 5/5. That's really sad. That's really unfortunate. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because we're heading into turn 7. So 1 turn away from Twisting Nether. He could have Reno, but that doesn't matter because our board's so significant. Yeah, it's over. So we were able to apply a lot of pressure early on, and that's won us the game. His deck was just too slow. Yeah, it's over. So the value there from Brown Bronzebeard was game winning. So Brown Bronzebeard into Spiteful Summoner is phenomenal. As you saw there, I mean, we had an 8/8 taunt. That in itself was just a game winner for us. It didn't even matter what the second summon was. So Bran is the MVP in my opinion of this deck, because we did get value from Netherspite Historian. So even if he'd managed to somehow clear our board, we still had Nefarian, we still had other options that Bran had given us. Obviously Bran Draconoid Operative is OP in itself. So yeah, this is a very, very fun deck. People, I think, will not expect Spiteful Summoner. They'll not expect the Grand Archivist. So those are interesting additions to the deck. My question is, are they worth including? Is Mind Control worth including? Is Free from Amber worth including? What if you draw those cards in your opening hand? You're pretty much screwed, because then you don't get any tempo, you don't get any board presence. And as Dragon Priest, you do need, you know, those early Twilight Whelps, those early Wormrest Agents, those Cabal Talon Priests buffing up Wormrest Agents. You know, and into turn 4, Twilight Guardian. You need that smooth curve. That's how Dragon Priest wins. You'll also notice that this deck does not play AoE like Dragonfire Potion, so you really are dependent on having the board early, and if you lose the board, you probably lose the game. Unless of course Spiteful Summoner can save you at some point in the game, or I don't know, Free from Amber on turn 8 can get you something ridiculous, but you know, again, that's down to RNG. So anyway, I've only played one game with this deck, because I'm a bit nervous playing this on the ladder. So I may try a few more casual games, and if those prove successful, then I'll return back to the wild mode ladder with this deck. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. If you did, I would be grateful if you subscribed, and yeah, I'll see you all again very soon for more wild mode fun.